are allowed to think big and dream big. How to generate different systems. Systems that provide stability and are nested within the harmony of nature. I'm excited to explore with you the intriguing bandwidth of information our researchers and friends have surfaced. Let's dive into our next topic to find out how we can actively shape a future worth pursuing and living for.
Hello and a very warm welcome to our podcast series Generating Different Systems and the today's topic Randotopia, one method to encourage positive and constructive thinking about the future. Be it grown-ups or elderlies working in politics or as part of big companies or young people about to drop out of the educational system, everywhere seems to be a lack of dreams, hopes, in summary, a future you would love to work for. How can people learn to create their own visions of a world they want to live in? In all areas of society, it is the actions of each and everyone that shape the future. For that reason, it is essential that people become aware of their power and responsibility. Where is a better place to learn this and to get empowered to create one's own vision of different systems, like the social system or governmental systems, than in educational institutions? My name is Julia Knollmann and I'm glad and very grateful that I can talk to Reinhardt, an education agent and teacher of Schule und Beruf Berlin e.V. Thank you very much for your time today and for giving an insight how you give space and the possibility to young people to think about the future and the role they play. Could you please introduce yourself with a few sentences?
Hello. Yes, first of all, I'm very glad to be here and to help you with this topic. My name is Reinhardt. I'm working in education now for nearly 15 years. I studied mathematics here in Berlin and started working for Schule und Beruf Berlin e.V. Circa 3 years ago. And since I'm working there, I've been using my time to try to find out how to motivate people to become a better version of themselves, and why they would do that is the biggest question to answer there.
Thank you. What is your motivation being this part of the system?
Yes, interesting question. It took me quite a while to get at this point. Since I studied mathematics and had a very rational approach to life itself, for me it was very important to find my role on this planet, and looking for that, I found out about myself and about other people that the most important thing is to know why you're doing what in this world, to be actually motivated. And for me, it was looking at the nature pretty obvious that there are certain things we human can do and should do to actually be able to have a long-term plan to live on this planet, be sustainable, and actually have success as a species, which includes, of course, getting to other planets at some point and just not dying out of our own mistakes. And that's why I want to work in this area.
Interesting point of view. Thank you very much for sharing. Did you find a way to motivate your participants to also think about their own role and goals in life?
Yes, I think so. We have invented a game to think about plausible futures of this planet and society. And this actually works quite well to make our students or our participants think about what can they do and how can the world look like in a positive mindset. Yeah. So the game is a tabletop game for now 2 to 5 players. Everyone moves over the playing table by rolling the dice, and you can hit 5 different types of board positions, and those 5 different types are 3 different utopian types, 1 dystopian type, and 1 action or team play button. Then you take card by card, moving over this tabletop game, and at some point everyone will reach the goal, having gathered a lot of different utopian cards or some dystopian cards to his own deck. And when everyone reached the goal, then it's made sure that each player has the same amount of cards. So if you have too many cards, you have to put down some of your own cards, and if you don't have enough cards, you choose to pick new utopian cards from the 3 colored card decks. After that, everyone has the same amount of cards and has to think about now, how can you sell this utopian world, being the summary of all the cards you have in front of you. Now, having all these different utopian ideas in front of you, the next goal is to create a big utopian world out of those ideas, which you want to sell to the other participants of the game. And so everyone sits together at a table and thinks about, how can this world I have laying in front of me be actually a livable place for each and everyone, and how can I make this world, or how can I sell this world in a way that people want to live there. And this way you automatically think about plausible ways to change the future or to have a world you would like to live in. Now all the players going to have to talk to all the others about their utopian worlds, and each one will rate the utopian world of every other player. So in the end, every player has a sum which tells you how likely it is to have the other players living in your world, and the one with the biggest sum is the utopian king or uto-king, and won the game.
It seems that one key aspect that the game addresses is that people come together and share their visions. I assume that it can be used for any topic in all areas of society. Is that right?
Yes, I think that's totally correct. You can actually apply this idea of a game to all kinds of topics. You can ask for a utopian family, you can ask for a utopian government system, you can ask for a utopian workspace. So in a sense, you can change the game to the way you like, and you will always have a game to think about new ways of doing things wherever you like.
Ah, great. So this is actually a way to give incentives to generate new systems in people's mind while working in the existing one. How does this support system change?
This game forces people to think about positive versions of the future, and this positive thinking and mindset is the best intrinsic motivation to work for the goals which seem plausible, and the game helps to find plausible and doable, achievable versions of the future, which make people stand up for work.
Okay, so the message to take away is that the role that this game or method can play in an educational system is to open one's mind for positive visions and versions of the future, and to think and talk about utopian but plausible ideas of tomorrow. Thank you so much, Hanno Reinhardt, for the interview today.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me here. It was a pleasure.
If you're interested in the game, please contact Hanno Reinhardt at Schule und Beruf Berlin e.V.